How's it going, folks? Robbie, welcome back to the channel, back on Forza Horizon 6. We're going to do another Purist car build today with the new addition to the game. This is the 96 Toyota Starlet Glanza. Probably said that the wrong way. No, I got it right, the V edition. So, yep, all you via the playlist. You can pick this one up for, I think it's 15 points the last week of the month. So we're into spring, winter's gone, all the snow's pissed off, back up to the top of the mountain. Everyone on social media is going to be happy because that's all you hear is people bitching and moaning about the snow. It's winter time, it happens. So, yep, this is pretty easy to get 15 points. I did a bunch of things, photos, did the thing with the Wiki Challenge of the Ram, one of the seasonal championships, bunch of these speed challenges. It was pretty easy to get. And then I've got a couple of points to go. 3 more to get to the little old Corolla, which I'll more than likely have in a couple of hours' time. And then it'll be the first month over, so it'll be interesting to see what we get next month. So let's get onto this car, which is 133 horsepower, front-wheel drive, tiny little thing, turbocharged engine, weighs 950 kilograms, which is incredibly light. Yep. So, yep, awesome to see more little Japanese cars come in. Hopefully the trend continues. So we're going to do this one in rivals. We're going to slip away from the regular time attack track, so you test that just for a change of scenery. We're going to go one of the circuit races in game. Going to go the Narajuku. More than likely pronounced that wrong. So we're in C class. We're going to build up to a Purist build, so it's not going to be into A's, not going to be full on A class build. It'll probably be stopping around mid B class by the time we put on a couple of little parts. So we're just going to improve the car a little bit. One thing is if we don't have to take any weight out. So yeah, no racing tires, no aero, no drivetrain changes or anything like that. Just going to do some small little changes. Suspension, anti-roll bars, upgrade the brakes. Then we're going to tune it up so it's a fun little hatchback to drive. I just fast traveled here, so I haven't really driven it much other than the drive off the side of the road, so it wasn't blocking all the traffic. All right, let's go. I've never driven a C-Class car around here, so this is going to set me a new record. This is a fun little track as the little town goes absolutely crazy. They probably would over there for this car. We used to see a lot of Toyota Starlets back on the road, and whoa, who's driving that? All right. Yep. I'm all the way down the bottom of the speed. Yep. I was driving a PLP 50 around Colossus the other day, and because I'd never done it before in a D-Class car, I was up against a car that drove, and his lap took over 6 hours. What a waste of a life, even though obviously you've gone to bed or gone to work or whatever, but Jesus Christ, I don't know why people do that. What a waste of time. All right, so far so good. It makes quite a bit of noise. For a front-wheel drive car, it's handling pretty good. It's got a tiny wheelbase, so it's going to be very agile in the corners. Yeah, that was all my fault. Yeah, that's a bit too much speed. That's what happens when you carry too much speed into a corner with a front-wheel drive car. You got to bring on the old friend understeer. All right, little chicane here. Got to watch the inside wall. All right, you can feel the tires kind of locking up. We just need to make some adjustments there. The anti-roll bars will be surprise, surprise, I beat them. Without even trying. Let's do one more lap. Because how many gears has this got? 5 gears. All right, we're not really using the 5 gears down here, so we're going to speed that up again, adjust the gearbox so we get a little bit more acceleration. All right, so I got no idea what body kit options this car's been brought in with. Hopefully there's something that makes it look a bit cool. Well, it's already a kind of a cool little funky car from the mid-90s. Japan just made the best cars throughout the 90s. That was their decade. No one come close. Sadly, they can't quite capture that yet. There was just a golden era of little sports cars. All right, that's a lot better than the last time around. But yeah, I want to upgrade the brakes, suspension, anti-roll bars, gearbox, stuff like that. We're not going to go full on. We're going to be throwing 200 horsepower. It's a wall. That's a scrape. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. As we cross the line with a dirty lap, but we'll beat that around next time around. Although we probably won't because we'll be in a different class. Because I'm not going to build it up to the top of C class because I imagine once I put more than likely sport tires on this car, it's going to bump me right into B class. All right, so let's get over to the garage. Worry about that another time. I see that now the game's been out for quite a few weeks now. People are starting to play Rivals because for quite a while on so many events, I was in the top 500. Some of the cross-country events on B-Class, I was in the top 50. And now I'm back out to the thousands. So, yeah, people are starting to play Rivals again, which is frustrating because I'm getting pushed back down again. I'll have to learn how to build better cars and get back up there, hopefully.
Welcome back, Rob.
Thank you, Anna. You can shut up now for the rest of the video. All right, let's get building. All right, what options have we got? We no wide body crap, which is good. Oh, they do have an option. I kind of prefer the original, to be honest. A couple of wing options. I've got to say, though, despite the fact that Playground games are lazy, I do like the new wing we get for the hatchbacks. It's a lot cleaner and neater compared to that stupid thing we had on Horizon 5. That one doesn't look too bad for what it is. Non-adjustable. Why they can't make every wing adjustable? It's a bloody game. It's just code. But anyway, it is what it is. So I'm going to leave the wing off. We're not going to be going too fast. Doesn't change the exhaust. But yeah, I'm going to keep it exactly standard because that just looks a bit silly. In my opinion, my taste of cars, massive body kits don't often make the car look better. So sport tires do keep you in C-Class. Well, there you go. But I want sport tires just so it's got a little bit more grip. The front tires are going to be teeny tiny little things, so we'll widen those up a little bit. Let's go 245s. We'll go 225s just for now, and then the same on the. I'll go 23. Hang on. Okay. The front skip 235s. Okay, well there you go. I'm going to put on some basic little wheels just to save some weight, and now it looks a little bit more sporty. And widen the track. Helps with a little bit of stability through the corners, in my opinion. I could be just like a placebo effect, but it feels like it handles a little bit better. Could go the race transmission, but I've been going the 8-speed lately just to keep it higher in the rev gauges into the power band as you're changing through the gears, and especially with a turbocharged engine. Back in the day when they would have had a little bit of turbo lag, we'll try and avoid getting dropped back down the rev gauge through the gears. Race brakes is overkill for a car this size, but I want to adjust them. And racing suspension for obvious reasons. Anti-roll bars, I always chuck on. I don't do that unless I'm building a specific race car replica thing. Other than that, it doesn't. I'm not going to lower the weight, but whoa, they're 800 kilos. They could make this could potentially be a really good off-road rally car with that lightness. As long as you stay away from the rivers and massive jumps. But it's just on dirt. That could be a weapon. Let's just take out a little bit. Just 20 kilos. We just cleaned out the boot. All right, let's put on some power. 133. I can get up to around 200. I've never really paid attention to what these cars sound like in the real world. It's been many years since I've seen one, so I've got no idea how genuine the sound effects are. Although we're at the top of B class now. I was thinking around 200 horsepower, but you know what? I might actually keep it just inside B class. Can I just get a teeny bit? No. Okay. Well, we can put on the flywheel actually, just to bump it a little bit. And then we'll go throw on the clutch just to level it out. And then we've got a little B-class car. All right, we'll put on the racing clutch. Drops out a teeny tiny bit of weight as well. All right, didn't get as much horsepower in it as I want. Probably could. Actually, it's already super light. We don't need to take too much weight out. That just gains us back 1 PI point. Let's see if we can put on a little bit more power. 4 horsepower is going to make all the difference in the world. All right, well, it's 4 horsepower we didn't have. Let's balance it back up to... There we go, whatever. Got our weight gain back off. All right, we've got a teeny tiny little hatchback now. A couple of upgrades. Let me put on a base tune, and we'll go see what we can do. This is obviously not going to be a build to smash the leaderboard, but we'll see what we can do. All right, so I'm going to go up against my fastest rival time in this car, which is a Volkswagen Golf, which will fly by in a second. This car, I highly doubt it will beat it, but already just changes to the gearbox. And we didn't put much power on it, but It's already got a lot of acceleration. That took that corner far better than I was expecting. So we can carry a lot of speed through there. A little dab on the brakes. Ooh, too much speed. All right. So at this stage, I'm not really going to be looking at making adjustments already. We'll give it a lap or two to really get used to it, and then we'll see how we go. Now, I was talking about the gearbox. We'll see how it handles the curbs okay. All right, we didn't really redline, so I think the gearbox, we found a lucky spot with the slider. Sometimes you fluke it straight away. I haven't actually individually changed the gears. Oh, that turns much better than it did the last time around. So all I've done is adjust the final drive. Oh, we're actually, in a straight line. We're keeping, got a bit unsettled there. All right, that is a washed lap. We'll have to go around again. But in a straight line, it was actually keeping up with the Golf, which I was not expecting. It is a little bit underpowered compared to that Golf, but as we saw, it is incredibly light. Oh, that's how you miss a corner. We've already stuffed the lap anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so cars like this, you really want to keep the momentum through the corners. So while it is nice to have a power car down the straights, if you can't corner, you're going to have problems. So the ideal balance is to find a car that corners really good and has pretty good straight line speed, and then you should be right. Ease on the throttle so we don't encourage any understeer. It just tracks really good. It turns in so much better than I was expecting. Some front-wheel drive cars, you put a base tune on it, you can kind of get it right the first time. Some take a little while to get right. And sometimes you can get it wrong. That's a really bad line. But we're all in front temporarily, so there's maybe a chance that I could beat that car in front. Not with that. All right. I want to say it's the car, but I think that is just my racing line going in a little bit too heated, not paying proper attention. This is a fun little track though. I like this area with the chicanes where you get those little curbs, you get bumped up and down. I quite enjoy that. It feels like you're driving V8 supercars at Gold Coast in Australia where they jump and bounce everywhere. I would like in this game though, they had more circuits. There's not quite enough for my liking. All right, let's try and get one clean lap. That's a lot better. Carry the speed pretty good. Could probably go a little bit quicker through there, but this is the corner I've been having problems. Oh God, that's completely the opposite of what I had problems with last time. All right, she turns in quite well if you get the braking line right. It's got pretty good speed in the straights. It's quite a noisy car. We're just in front of the Golf, which I was not expecting to happen. Down to fifth. Little bit of lag there. Coming out of that corner in fifth gear, so we could probably drop it to fourth. I was not expecting me to beat my car. That is impressive. Let's try to do one more and see if we can increase on it. That is pretty impressive for this little car. I can only imagine what someone who knows what they're doing. This could be a seriously good rally car. Just purely on its size, short wheelbase, so it's going to be very agile. But it feels like it's got more power than I've actually put into it because it's so light and agile. Yeah, got the line wrong there, lost a bit of time. Be curious to see. I was just under 1600 in the world with that Golf. And there's still some time in this lap that I can make up because I was down and suddenly I'm back online with what the Golf did. So I think with a lap without me talking, you could really get this thing going. All right, so I went around a few more times off screen. Wasn't really able to enhance it that much. I tried, got a wheel spin. I tried adjusting a couple of things. I increased the anti-roll bars in the rear just by 2 notches. Didn't really improve that much. So let's see overall where it got us. I was about 1600, just under 1600 in the world from memory, roughly, for B class with the Golf. I can't believe I actually beat it. That's impressive because that thing's got all-wheel drive. But this thing's just so light and agile. 1400 in the world. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't think anyone on my friends list has driven anything else. Okay, no. I mean, I could probably lower the gear ratios down a little bit more, but overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It handles it pretty well. The top corner coming as you're going up the hill at that tight left-hander right at the top of the mountain there, just the angle of it and the camber on the track naturally, it's just going to produce understeer. So you just got to get your entry line just right. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that. And I can see a lot of people turning this into like a little rally beast. But overall, just driving around there for a little bit, that was pretty good. It's a welcome addition. It looks pretty cool. I'm a sucker for little track cars. This is a little bit more than what you typically would do for clearly I'm blocking traffic. Even the Subaru, which is saying something because they're some of the worst drivers in the world in my experience, especially here in Melbourne. I love the little track build, but for a typical Purist build, this is probably a little bit more than normal. Obviously, it's got the racing brake suspension. That's purely just done so you can do adjustment and tuning, but I like the look of it. Even with the little black wheels, it kind of looks pretty cool. Nice little fun track car, so I'll definitely be driving this around a little bit more. So until the next one, I hope you enjoy it. 15 points, go grab the car. It's a fun little thing to drive. Couple little adjustments, and it's a fun little B-class car. You could probably go crazy and put 1,000 plus horsepower of engine swaps, but I'm not the one to do that. This is my happy zone right here. So until the next one, see you later.